And these guys, thankfully, are no strangers to Tassie. You might know them for this one. Or maybe this one.
Sailing to foggy, rocky roads, I won't be faked by my
even this bop. It is Eso from Bliss N Eso joining me on the phone right now. Thank you so much for stopping by.
No, my pleasure, mate. We love Tassie.
We love having you here. Feel free to come back as much as you like.
Absolutely.
Well, I was wondering, with the name Bliss N Eso, it is such a unique name. How did you guys get these nicknames? Is there a story, or you kind of just grew up with the name amongst your friends?
No, it definitely, we went through a whole bunch of names before we got onto Bliss N Eso. I mean, I think one of them at one point was like Solo Coast. We had it was like Q-Tip and Dub J. I was going to always have two J's, and I'm double jointed. We went through all types of names, but then we came up with Bliss and Esotericism, which is all three of our names. But people couldn't say the name right. They were like, "I love your band, Bliss and Egotistical." Bliss and Egotistical. I'm like, oh my God! If we've got a name that like fans can't even pronounce, how are we going to like make it? So we just cut it short. Bliss N Eso rolls off the tongue, easy to say. Boom.
I love that. I love how that's come together. And you guys have been together for over 2 decades. Is that right?
Yes, mate. We started this in high school, and pretty lucky to be still doing what we do and loving what we do in such a crazy kind of cutthroat industry. But we've got the best fans in the world, so can't complain.
Yeah, and you've also got a brand new album coming out April 11. It's called The Moon. Tell us about this one. How did it come together?
Just like every other album, really. When you're about to start a new album, it can be a bit daunting. It's kind of like, we've got to create all these songs. But then I just remembered that it's just one paintbrush stroke at a time. It's one song at a time. You never work on 3 songs at once trying to, So we take our time every time, and every time we do go into the studio, it's kind of a rule. Whether we're going into the studio or we're going onto stage, I remember being told back in the day by Mos Def, and he was like, look, if you're on stage, however you are, you will get that reciprocated back to you. So if you're on stage with an angry face and that's what the crowd's going to be like.
Yeah.
But if you're on stage with a smile on your face, what's going on, guys? Then they're going to have a smile on their face. So as long as we're in the studio creating something that was fun to create, that was free, then the listener feels that as well. So, one brush stroke at a time to make this painting for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And when it does come to creating new songs, what do you start with? Do you start with, writing the lyrics or the beat, or does it kind of just whatever comes to you first, I guess?
These are the questions we asked when we were 16, 17 years old, and we had no idea. There was no YouTube. I wish I had a phone number to Wu-Tang. I wanted to call them up and go, how do you do it? What is it? Do you write first? Do you find the beat first? If you need the beat first, where do you make the beat? We had to do it primitive, like in the dark. We had to figure this out. Like I would get my dad to buy me beat machines for my birthday. I had no idea how to use them. I'd start using it and realize that like the kicks and snares are all very like techno sounding. So then we had to get a sampler. Like, we had to do it all of ourselves, and it's pretty crazy that we've come this far. And I think it's important. Look, with those shows that they got out there, like American Idol and stuff like that, they're getting these people that have never played to anyone, have never kind of created a song, and then boom, they put them on the stage, and bang, they put them into a contract. And Dave Grohl said it best. He's like, if you're not in a dirty garage with your best mates with broken instruments just playing some shit music, you'll never know. It's that process of going through the hard times to be able to kind of reap the rewards. So, it's been a wild ride for us, but we figured it out ourselves.
Yeah, and it's got to be pretty cool for you to be able to look back as well and see, how far you've come from the start, trying to figure out, the process of everything to where you are now.
Yes. Look, I will tell you, it is the beat first. You have to have a tempo to write to, or else your rhyme will be it'll be shifting tempos all over the place. So it's find your beat, and then the beat speaks to you. If the beat is a party beat, then you're going to get some party vibes. If it's more, in-depth, you're going to get more kind of in-depth thought. So the music really kind of guides where the lyrics go, for sure.
Yeah. And with this brand new album coming out as well, you are, of course, kicking off a Party on the Moon tour right around Australia. And thanks for even including us here in Tassie, because we get left out a bit, 2 shows here, actually, sure. One in Hobart, one in Forth. How many times do you reckon you guys have been down here to Tassie? A fair few.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can't remember when we've left you guys off, but I feel like we've nearly hit it every time. We've got such a great fan base down there, whether it's Launceston or Hobart or Forth. You guys are hungry, you're thirsty for it, you show up and you put on an awesome show for us. So love Tassie.
Yeah, always hungry. I've seen you a few times, mostly in the Launceston area, like MS Fest, Breath of Life. I think even at the Albert Hall. It's so good, always so much fun and upbeat. Do you get any time, though, to kind of look around a bit and tour Tassie, or are you kind of straight into the next show? Because you've got a fair few to get through too.
Look, I have seen Australia and I have done it. Daddy needs his rest. That's all I am about. I am about Uber in the hotel, good sleep. Before we would go out onto a stage, when we were younger, it'd be like headbutting each other and yeah, you all ready? Are you hyped up? Yeah. Now I just want to be in a rainforest by myself with a magical door that just opens up and I can step out onto the stage. It's, when you've gone through the party days, now it's really turning into, okay, let's make this longevity, let's put in the effort to actually, be fit and ready for every show to be able to create a great show for everywhere we go. So, yeah, we're lucky to be in it for this long and we bloody love it.
Yeah, I love that. Well, what can we expect to see at these shows for people wanting to come along? A mix of new songs and old maybe as well?
For sure. I mean, if I'm going to any concert for any artist I like, I love their new stuff, but you're always going to have that close feeling to the songs you maybe grew up with that band. So, we've put out some new singles for this album: "Feeling Fly," "Vacation," "Party on the Moon." We'll be dropping some more. So there's going to be obviously a lot from this new album, but you have to keep in the bangers like "Addicted" and "Moments" and stuff like that. So it'll be a beautiful mix.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Tickets are on sale from the 20th of Feb, so make sure to jump in, grab them quick. Before I let you go, though, I've got a round of 5 fast questions if you're up for the challenge.
Of course I am.
Okay. Yeah. Question number 1. What do you usually put in your backstage rider?
Ginger beer, because there's no more alcohol drinking for me. We have ginger beer, and, it's not that bloody amazing, eh? It's just sandwiches and some stuff.
Just some food, some ginger beer, Yeah. I love it. Okay, question number 2. What TV shows are you watching at the moment? What are you into?
Oh, man. I'm a TV show and, movie buff. So you're stepping on landmines right now. It's too many. Let me think. Okay, I'll tell you one.
Okay.
I didn't want to watch this TV show when it was popular just because it was popular.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Yep.
Game of Thrones.
I knew you were going to say that.
I said, listen, man, I'm part of a select few that don't watch it and have never watched an episode.
I've never watched it either, so you're ahead of me.
No, trust me. I'm in, and I think I had to wait this long.
Okay.
There's some interesting things around the world that I'm kind of into at the moment, like the ice wall down there in Antarctica, and I'm watching this goddamn house of Game of Thrones, and there's an ice wall, and they're getting over it. So it was the perfect time for me. I'm finally there. I'm late to the party, but I love my dragons.
I love it. Okay, question number 3 I've got is most embarrassing moment on stage.
Oh, geez, I've got to tell you, I'm pretty cool. I am pretty cool up there.
Pretty smooth.
Not even a stumble. Like, I don't think I've ever fallen off a stage or fallen off to the back. Let me say an embarrassing moment for someone else that was on the stage.
Okay.
We had like a not a beer drinking competition, but we made Bliss N Eso beer. And we were like, okay, we get a girl out of the crowd, a guy out of the crowd, come onto the stage. First one to scull the beer gets a free case of the Bliss N Eso beer. But mind you, we keep the beer cold most of the time. Well, when I asked Bliss to hand me the beers, they were boiling hot.
Oh,
and this club was sweaty, and I could tell that these people in the front were a little bit, they were on it. And I was like, oh, my God. And the girl started swigging, and it just started foaming up around her mouth, and she just vomited all over the stage. Bliss grabbed my tea towel, like my towel, my head towel, my sweat towel, threw it to the ground and started, like, smudging it in and cleaning it up. I'm like, Jesus, mate, that's my towel.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah, there's been some moments.
Yeah, I'm sure there have been over the years. Okay, next one I've got is, are you a window seat guy or an aisle seat kind of guy on the plane? Which one do you vibe?
Oh, geez. Depends on what I've eaten.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to have to get you guys up if I need to go to the toilet, to the aisles, the goods. But mind you, I want to look out the window. I'm both, depending on what I've eaten.
Yeah, okay, good call. I do get that. Okay, last question I've got is, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Oh, man. I was in Sydney and I saw Kendrick Lamar, Eminem and J. Cole on the same stage at the same night.
Oh, wow. When was that?
Yeah, man, that has to be at least like, I want to say maybe 9 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Sydney, and it was just one of those shows that you'll never see again because they've all gotten so gigantic now. But there was a point, where Kendrick was supporting Eminem, and so yeah, that was pretty cool. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Eminem on the same bill.
Amazing. Well, Eso from Bliss N Eso, thank you so much for joining me. Super pumped to have you guys come down to Tassie very soon.
Hell yeah, we're coming, baby. We're coming. Get your tickets. Don't miss out. They sell out fast. Got the brand new album, April 11th, The Moon. Bliss N Eso's back, baby.